When you lose the regulation on things, all kinds of weird stuff happens, including a lot of people who play by the rules normally find themselves playing by alternate rules that aren't observed as often. A lot of stuff has happened because people have been, spreading the lie that I'm available as a prostitute. And a lot of that had to be allowed to go because I had to meet up with people, and there was no other way to get people to cooperate with that. And I had obligations to fulfill that had nothing to do with prostitution, had only to do with reproduction and community development. And anyway, but there was that one time when there was more communication possible, and someone who knew that wasn't the case was able to arrange things so that he would have a way of everyone thinking he had spent a certain amount of money. And so when everybody was spying on everything and they would know that a certain medical procedure had been done, they would not suspect that he had been the one to get it done, because they were sure that they knew where that money had actually gone. There was another case, though, the whole thing, you don't pay someone to have sex with you, you pay them to go away and keep their mouth shut about it. And in that case, if somebody's not a prostitute, then that's not going to work. And so a bill was sent to collections, but I think there was some time travel involved in that, so that certain things were delivered in advance to the person who later then paid people who now owe the collection agency for selling things that weren't theirs. There's a lot going on with these corrections. There's another thing that's happening, and it's also an annoying thing to think about. There was absolutely no other way to have essential conversations that needed to take place. But that's not something we need to be happy about or forgive anybody for. And another thing is, when criminal groups are being cleared, most people think, well, you need to replace them with another criminal group. You don't. If the legitimate economy has something to fill that niche now, then we can clear the criminals out of that area, such as a group from a country that is also exceptional at boxing, but is not involved in any kind of drug activity. So if they were going to cooperate with all the various different types of drug activity that were going on in the world, getting rid of it, getting rid of drug activity associated with, people who were coming in and out of the country for boxing-related reasons, would definitely, clean up things for a while. But then we would certainly need to replace sponsors in some places and maintain the economy if that were to take place.